the steakhouse. I'm gonna break out this camera and record right now. It's past 10 o'clock, waiting on our last table. Got a big church group coming up, and they're supposed to be here already, but looks like it's gonna be a late night. Still gonna wake up at 5 a.m. regardless. I don't care. I'm going to push myself every day, and that's what I'm doing, right? That's exactly the goal, and that's called the forge in itself. When you are forged in fire, you become something greater. And so I want to talk about something for today's YouTube video, and there's a book called Outwitting the Devil. And if you've never read it before, I highly suggest you go get the audiobook. It's free on YouTube, and you listen to it. You listen to it ASAP. Because in this audiobook, it was released in 1938, but it was withheld from being released in public because Napoleon Hill, the author, and his family thought it was too controversial, and it would absolutely ruin his reputation and even potentially, cause some serious backlash, so much to the point I would be fearful of my family's life. And so I understand why he withheld it, and you will too once you read it. But in the book, it talks about the core theme is when you have drifters and you have people who don't think for themselves, that is when society or humanity, they start to get lost, and the devil can kind of take them away from their truest self, what God created us to be. He talks about how structured religion, really dogmatic religion, rigorous, strict religion strips away free thinking. Same thing with public schools. If you ever gone to a public school, like I grew up in public school, they strip away your thinking by not teaching you how to think, but they teach you what to think. You can't even use the bathroom without raising your hand. You have to be so structured. You're in elementary school. I remember being in lines, almost like we're in jail, and we would walk to the bathroom all in a line, or go to the lunchroom all in a line like we're in a jail. Super structured stuff. Roll call. The teachers would have roll call. It was so structured. Every day we would say the Pledge of Allegiance and the pledge to the Texas flag like clockwork. It is structured. They take away your free thinking. They don't teach you how to think, because that would enable you to truly be successful in this society. And in order for, big corporation or things to work, they need people to just accept what they give them. You can't have everybody saying, no, I don't accept this. If you have a society that says, no, I deserve more. No, I do not accept this. No, I'm going to go after what I believe is true. I don't believe in that. Then that becomes a problem to the people in power. I'm creating free thinkers. I believe in truth. This is why I created the program, the Forge Method, because if all men stood up and they started becoming more strong in their own self-belief and their belief in God, in their own mind, in their spirit, in their body, they physically can break out of the mold, break out of the matrix that they were brought up in. Most people were born in public school. Most people, they are taught how to think. They're taught what to think, not how to think. And that is the problem. That is the problem. And in the Forge Method, fitness is a foundation. Order your morning. Relentlessly execute on your goals. God over everything. Evolve and evaluate. When you truly understand these core principles, you are going to be a free thinker. You're going to be a free thinker. There is no other way around it. All right? And this is crazy, because when you ground yourself in truth, when you ground yourself in in God, and you build that relationship with Him, and you take care of your body, you take care of your mind, you discipline yourself. You're not controlled by your flesh. You are going to grow in such a capacity that the enemy, the devil, the people who want to control you, they're not going to be able to. They're not. And even me putting out this video right now, I'm like, damn, dude, am I really about to drop this right now? They're not gonna like this. I've been in church for the last year, and I understand this. And my dad, he always used to say, church is all about money. Church is all about control. Son, this is why I didn't take you to church. And I started going, and he's like, son, why are you going to church? I'm like, because I needed, my spirit needed it. My spirit needed God. But I also see the other side, yes, I believe in teething, because where you put your treasure is, that's where your heart is. So if you put your treasure in God, that's where your heart is going to grow. If you put your treasure in a mentorship or your business, that is where your focus is going to go. But if you put your treasure in drugs, which I have done plenty of times, when you put your treasure in girls or substances or just quick flings, bro, that is where your heart is going to go. And subscriptions that take away your energy, that is where your heart's going to go. And so I understand both. And as I'm going to church, I'm lucky enough to have a church that tells me not what to think, but they give me answers, not answers. They give me questions, and they tell me to question everything. They tell me how to think in terms of they teach me how to think, not tell me how to think. They teach me. And so I'm blessed enough to have that church that says, hey, Jesus wants a relationship with you. God wants a relationship with you. Ask some of these questions. But, all right, I'm about to have to go in and continue this. I believe my coworker is calling me because we're ending the night, especially if these church guys didn't pull up. But I'm going to end this conversation now. It's going to be a short, quick YouTube video. I appreciate you for tuning in. My name's Aiden Hatchett. I'm a fitness coach, but it's much deeper than that. DM me on Instagram if you want to talk about joining the program, The Forge. And yeah, boys, I'll see you on the next video. All right, stay dangerous. Bye for now.